What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. And reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. Salute. What's good? Sixth element of hip hop. I'm your host, Reno Noir. This is your co-host, Stu Dog, over there. What's good, Stu? We got a special episode. It's not a special episode. It's DC Power Hour, November 19th. Very special episode. Shout out to Slade Wilson in the building. Salute. Dynamic Duo is in the building. Peace to Nor and Rad. Salute to the everybody that's in the chat. We do have a special guest today. My my homie Sever was on the show once or twice, and just watched Titans episode 4. And he's kind of the reason why I started the DC Power Hour show, because him and I were having a conversation, and he says watching the channel. He says I think she's on the way. And he said, why do you guys hate DC Comics? You know, you and Stu, like, why do you guys hate DC? And I'm like, whoa,
we don't hate DC.
We don't hate DC.
Yeah.
I said, look at this big box of comics over here. I said, we rock with DC. He said, but you guys never talk about DC. And if you do, you know, it's only Batman. And I said, you know what, man? I said, just because you said that, we're going to do a whole dedicated show just to DC, and you can host it with me. And so he was down. And then creative issues, not really creative, it just scheduling issues, certain reasons why we weren't able to do it the way we had planned. And then me and Spade set it up, and then me and Stu ended up rocking it out and making it what it is today. And Corey Adger's in the building. Salute, my dude.
Corey Adger, salute.
And so he said, Reno, what's up, man? What's up with the DC show, man? Let me come back on the show with y'all. I said, anytime, bro. Come on. So he's gonna be joining us here momentarily. And yeah, Stu, what's going on with you, man? What's going on with DC right now that you know of?
Right now, the biggest thing in DC is this Zdarsky run with Batman, the Failsafe Initiative, man. It is phenomenal, bro.
Definitely.
It starts out at issue 125, and up until the current issue, I think they're on 128 right now. I've read them, and they are phenomenal, man. It is some really, really good writing, man.
It is. When I read the Daredevil Chip Zdarsky run, when I was reading the Daredevil run, I was like, man, you know what? This guy would be amazing at a Batman run, because he's so good with that dark noir, you know, dark true crime sort of vibe. He's so good with, and I was just thinking, like, this guy would be dope at Batman. And then we got him doing Batman right after, so that was awesome. Metaphysics in the building. What up?
Metaphysics, what's up? Yeah, it's just so great. For those of you guys who haven't been, reading it, basically, Penguin set Batman up. He faked his death, got plastic surgery, reworked his face, made everybody think he was dead, even his own family. They're coming out trying to get all his assets, things of that nature, family things. But Batman always has a contingency plan if somebody goes rogue. So the contingency plan for him is the fail-safe robot. So now that it thinks that he killed Penguin, the robot activated and is after him, trying to kill him by all means necessary. It's out thinking him, it's out gunning him, it's out running him, it's doing everything it was programmed to do. And now he has to stop it. Catwoman, on the other hand, didn't believe Penguin was dead. She went and did some investigative work.
Right.
Found him sitting in a flower shop, chilling, reading a newspaper, and figured out that he faked his own death. Penguin tries to come off all sincere, like, I just did it. I wanted to get out the business. Tired of everything. I just want to turn over a new leaf. But when she leaves, he grins and smiles, and it's just like, you know what, my plan worked. But Catwoman gets down the street and says, you know what, can't never trust a copper pot. But for
Nope.
now, she said, I'll take him on his word, but I'm taking it with a grain of salt.
Right.
Keep an eye on him. And meanwhile, Batman is in Atlantis right now. He has to go back to Gotham, and Failsafe is about to lure him back to Gotham so that he can kill him.
Right.
And it is so, so phenomenally great. You guys got to check it out. You got to read it. Batman issue 125.
Agreed.
That's where it starts. Yeah. The variant covers are
Agreed.
great. Yeah, it's just.
Norman
So
Rad said, I
really
really
like
like
the
the new
Titan.
Titan season, but I'm disappointed in the writing. Something just written so stupid. But I look over it and the show is okay. And Sada's in the building. And Sada's the one you're gonna want to talk to about
Yeah,
Titan.
Sada is the expert on
Oh,
Titan.
Titan. Whoa. Wait.
Yeah, that is our residential. That is our residential expert
Let me
on
catch
Titans.
up.
Yeah, so Norman said he likes the Titans, the new season, but he's disappointed in the writing. He just watched episode 4, I think he said.
Yeah, I agree. The first 2 episodes were such a high. Any Titans fan will tell you that. It's like everything we've ever been asking for. We got it in those first 2 episodes. And then episode 3 comes around and we're getting like these stupidly written decisions and story modes again, like from season 3. And then episode 4 was like it was very okay. Like it felt like a filler episode, even though we have 2 more episodes left in the first part of the season, the first half. So yeah, I agree. It's just I can't. I just cannot.
Norman Rad said exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Norman Rad, have you been reading the Zdarsky run of Batman? We know you're a big comic collector as well.
Yeah, that's a great run. And speaking of Batmans, David Zaslav, the CEO of this, he's saying that he says his statement is there's not going to be 4 Batmans at James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC. This is not going to happen. He's seen, DC Studios has seen a lot of, major changes recently, and with James Gunn and Peter Safran joining the Warner Brothers Discovery to lead the film's, company, film and television superhero projects. What their tenure will look like remains to be seen. But during this keynote discussion for Capital Markets Technology, Internet Media, Telecommunications Conference, the CEO, David Zaslav, previewed a streamlined approach for the studio. He says, I think in the next few years, you're going to see a lot of growth and opportunity around DC. There's not going to be 4 Batmans, was his statement. And hang on just a second. Sever, man, Sever's trying to get in right now, but it's saying your devices are not connected. It says you need to connect your cam and mic. You're using a cell phone, but you're going through email. Let me
StreamYard has got to get it together.
I'm telling you, because it seems like all these every time we invite a guest, it's like they're taking them through all these steps. I'm gonna. Are you on Instagram, bro? I don't know if he's on Instagram. I could DM it to you. Norman Radson, open it.
Yeah, if you have like the Chrome app on your phone.
Yeah, I was going to say. If you got Chrome or something, I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, open it Chrome.
So Zadlab's 4 Batmans crack presumably refers to the current complicated state, of the character on film. Obviously, with 3 actors recently or are about to portray Batman. In addition to Robert Pattinson's the Batman, Ben Affleck is playing the character in the vaguely defined DCEU of the linked films. Although the most recent appearance as the character was in the last year's Zack Snyder's Justice League cut. Additionally, Michael Keaton, who played the character in 89 to 92, will reprise his role for the Flash movie. And he also was supposed to appear in the HBO Max film Batgirl, which was canceled and shelved. But finally, while it doesn't,
Reno, I do believe.
I shouldn't have mentioned
that movie. I believe I'm going to see that movie.
He's dying.
Somebody going to leak it.
For
Somebody going to leak it. Somebody going to leak that movie. I'm going to watch it.
I can't wait.
I don't care what day I watch. We doing a show that same day.
Oh,
every day I watch it, we do. I'm telling you, bro. Somebody going to leak that movie. I'm just waiting.
All right. Well, if I hear about it before you, you'll be the first to know.
Bro, let me know. I think it's good. It's probably good, but we'll never get to know because nobody's leaked it yet.
Right.
I believe Nora Rad got a copy of it somewhere. He just holding out on us. That's what I believe.
He might do.
I believe he got a copy somewhere. He's just holding out on the brother.
But as for Batman, having all these Batman characters, it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't give us any shortage of content. Batman's my dude. I don't really care. Give me a Keaton, give me an Affleck movie, give me a Pattinson movie. I'll take them all. But that doesn't really align with Zaslav's goals for the company, which seems to be to emulate the MCU. Is what they're doing, and discussing the decision to hire Safran and James Gunn to lead DC. Zaslav said that he spent the year before the deal closed, talking to several current and former studio executives like Bob Iger from Disney and Bob Chapek, and about the best way to organize Warner Brothers Discovery. And for those talks, he determined that the current strategy that the company had in place for DC content, where it produced and developed by separate subsidiaries and departments, wasn't, conducive to the brand's success. He said, let me see. He said the strategy that Igor put together was all Marvels in one place. You don't wake up and find out that there's a Batman TV show somewhere and a Batman cartoon somewhere else. They all have to relate to each other, Zaslav said. And there has to be a look and a feel for all of it. And so I went on a journey a few months ago of how do I put all of DC in one place? Because I think it's one of the biggest opportunities at this company. And me personally, like, I don't know if I get that he wants to have the Marvel type cohesive, like everything's related, but I kind of like having a cartoon that's a whole different version and like the movie that's a different version, because I like there's a lot of different versions of Batman that are cool. And
I don't know. Like, I feel like he doesn't understand what DC was in its prime, because there were several different animated universes happening at one time, and live action and with the movies. And they were all good in their own respective rights, or bad, or whatever. But there were different perspectives and everything. And I just feel like trying to have it all connect all the time is going to be so draining down the line. Like, I don't know, like, I get not wanting like more than one Batman, but I feel like there's got to be two, because Ben Affleck didn't really get his chance, and I feel like Robert Pattinson's just getting started, and Matt Reeves said he didn't really want that universe to connect to anything. So I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah. Well, listen, we have different Batman comics. You got Batman. You got the Batman. You got Batman. You got Batman and Robin. I mean, Robert Pattinson is called Detective Comics. Like, Robert Pattinson's joint is called The Batman.
Yep.
And then we got regular Batman. We got the Cape Crusader. You got all kind of. It could exist. It could happen.
I like it.
And it's never been done before. That's the beauty of it. It's never been done before, and it needs to be done.
He just wants to copy Marvel to the T, and so, but
it's gonna turn people off. It's really gonna turn people off. But if you do your own thing, you know what I mean, and sprinkle in some of what you got, but take that same template and then modify, people will respect that. Yeah. But to just cookie cutter it, no, it's not the same thing.
That's what they tried to do the first time. So I don't know why we're gonna try that again. But hey.
Same. Sever, give me a mic check, bro.
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Cool. Doing all right, man. What's going on, Sever? What's going on?
You already know. I had to fuck around, did that third viewing of fucking Wakanda Forever. I'm Wakanda the fuck out. This, as I was saying to Noah earlier, man, it's my last time I'm taking a tour through Namor's barrio. I'm good.
Word. Why'd you see it 3 times?
Dude, I wanted to get the experience of all the premium formats. You know what I'm saying? So they got IMAX, they got RPX, and then they also have a 4DX. So I wanted
you
to
were
get
gonna do a review on
all of those.
I got you.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like I'm from LA. I was born in Hollywood on Sunset. So, you know, we have the Cinerama, we have the TLC Chinese theater, and we have the Egyptian theater. And ever since like I got exposed to those when I was in my late teens, and I was like, okay, like I really fuck with you know, just different cinema styles and different formats heavily. You know what I mean? Because you get a different experience each every time. But yeah, nothing could really save that film.
Yes, you do.
To be honest, you know.
Yeah, only Namor tried. Namor tried to save it. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. The Namor stuff, but back to DC.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm not gonna take another trip through his barrio, dude. I'm good.
Yeah,
3 times is enough.
3 times is enough. Damn.
I agree with that.
I was waiting for it to come on home video.
Oh shit, dude! Like it's the perfect film for like if you're in a waiting room or something like that. But if I ever see that film up in a waiting room, I'm gonna kindly request that somebody flip that channel. Big time.
I mean, but the bad thing, Sarah, is when you see movies in certain format. Like, I can't watch Independence Day unless it's in surround sound and it's on a good picture. Because when I saw it, the first time I ever saw it in surround sound at a Sony theater. So I saw it that way. It was like a I don't know, like a special Sony theater that they had with Sony speakers and all that, and they would like speakers under the seats. And watching it like that, it was the bomb. And then I try to watch it at home. I'm like, damn, what's the difference? So I'm like, yo, but I gotta watch it with surround sound. I gotta have speakers. I gotta have stuff. Man. It's the only way to enjoy that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, but
speaking of Will Smith, he's back in the movies. He's got a movie coming out next month.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
snap.
bro.
What's that all about?
It's called.
Yeah, I'm glad the ban has been lifted.
Hold on.
It's called The Slap.
Yo, nah.
Smackdown.
Yo, but Will Smith actually really has been seen shooting. He has something coming up.
Yeah.
It's called
All Jokes Aside.
Emancipation. The movie's going to begin. It's called Emancipation. Gets released on December 9th.
Oh, wow.
It's going to Apple TV and in theaters.
That's quick.
I'll support.
And
December 9th of this year?
I'm going to keep it a buck. This year, 2020.
Yeah, probably this year.
Yeah. And I'm going to keep it a buck. Remember when they asked him to play Django? And he said, hell no. Ain't playing no slave. Guess what he playing in this movie?
Now he's playing a slave, right?
And from slave to Civil War hero. From what I saw in the preview.
Wait, hold up. It's another fucking slave movie? It's another antebellum flick? I'm not going to be supporting this shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No.
I thought that was just like the title and it was going to be something else.
That's what I'm saying. That was a hell of a title.
Listen, I wish we could show the trailer. I know Reno had to download it. I know we probably had the time for all that, but it's it looks good. I mean, I'm keeping it a buck. It looks good, but
as soon as I go back to
the point where he said he would never do that. He would never play that type of role. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden now look at the role he's playing. So I don't know, man.
It's funny how he's playing it after that whole, the whole
slap thing,
banning and all that, right? So it's just like a rite of passage. Like you got to play the slave to get back in our good graces.
Get back in it, right? Because, bro, when I was looking at it,
I could see that.
Yeah, because when I was looking at the trailer, I'm like, damn. I'm like, I like Will Smith. I'm like, man, that can't be Will Smith. Because you don't really recognize him. I'm like, man, that can't be Will Smith. I'm like, nah. So I keep looking, and then it just, how they'll show a pit, then they'll show the name. Then it was just like Will Smith. I was like, yo, that is Will Smith. So I watched the trailer. I was like, bro. I was like, damn.
I don't know, Will. What's going on, Will?
I know, man. But he's still doing Bad Boys. They did confirm he's still being in the next Bad Boys. And Hancock,
there's another.
I was going to say Hancock is still coming out.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Hancock was actually cool though. That was actually a cool movie. I kind of dug it. I don't know about y'all, but I thought that movie was kind of cool.
No, I thought Hancock was fly. I love Hancock, man.
It's been so long since I watched it. I don't really have an opinion on it, but I remember it was like the
watch
action
it
scenes
again.
were not.
Yeah,
let me watch
it's really.
It's been a minute, so.
Yeah, it was pretty good. As to what films will be under the James Gunn and Safran DC, David Zaslav specifically mentioned Superman as a character that they need to invest in. Obviously, of course, the last solo Superman movie was Man of Steel, which was 9 years ago. So Henry Cavill, who played Superman in the film and both versions in Justice League, played in Black Adam, and we know that he's coming back. But there was actually some issues with him coming back, which I'll get into in a second. But Zaslav said, part of our strategy is drive the hell out of DC, which James and Peter are going to do. They're thrilled fans. I think they'll thrill you over a period of time, but also really focus our strategic advantage, the great content we have that everyone in the world knows, and focus on telling those stories. So, these people are clueless, man. It's sad. But it's just like, God, clueless,
it's never
man.
ending. Never ending.
But Cavill, yeah, I know. I mean, and then now, as we all knew, about Cavill coming back, they're saying, what are they saying? Wait, where's that? Oh my God. There we go. According to numerous insiders with the knowledge of the situation, although it's been previously reported that the search for a writer was currently underway for the movie for Superman, and the fact that there currently is no writer or director attached to the project, and currently no formal deal with Cavill right now to return yet. Additionally, according to the insider, as it currently stands at the moment, there's no forward momentum on the project. While newly installed DC studio bosses are taking, James Gunn and them are getting settled and all of that, fine tuning their plan. But the move seemed, logical following Cavill's announcement that he, exited the star of Netflix, with The Witcher, which was a move I think most people interpreted as a way to free up his schedule. And all these reports we got of something new that he was going to do with Superman, Last Son of Krypton or whatever. And the actress Amy Adams, she was saying something this week about him returning, and it was all exciting and but no one knows, what I'm saying, what the long range plan is except for Gunn and Safran. But post Black Adam, Cavill has promised future appearances as Superman. But Black Adam was the first time that Cavill suited up as the Man of Steel since I think Justice League, and it comes as a boon to fans of Cavill's iteration of the character after murmurs that Superman was going to be rebooted and the actor's tenure had concluded. Cavill's future as Superman has been the subject of speculation for the last probably since Man of Steel, really. But especially with the cameo at the end of Shazam, but with his face was obscured, so everybody was like, who is this guy, or who's it gonna be? But I don't know, man. Still no formal plan, still no contract, still nothing signed, still no word as to what he's gonna be doing, man, as Superman. So I was expecting, some news as far as
I mean, aren't we still waiting on that 10-year plan that they said they had for DC?
Now it's a whole new thing because they got the new now James Gunn and Safran are coming in, so it's a whole new thing. Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully
They've been rough on,
though.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all. They've been rough on Cavill with the Superman role. I have no reason why.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's been rough. When Christopher Reeve played Superman, they rolled out the red carpet for him, man. They made movies, whether they were good or bad. They came out. They filmed Superman 2 at the same time. That's why when you look at certain pictures of him in Superman 2, some of them he's real bulky and some of them he's not, because he started working out just to get in shape for the role more during the filming of these two movies. So, even when I think they even put Superman 2 on hold for like a little bit, and then when they came back, they just had to finish filming like they don't give a damn, bro. It's like they want to replace him, like they don't want him, and they just won't say it. Like it's just like I don't get it, man.
It's so weird. I don't know what happened between Brandon Routh's Superman and Cavill's Superman to where like there's just such a disdain. Like I don't know what happened. Like people, I don't know, people positively responding, and it just I don't know.
Said sounds like James Gunn want to go heavy on Mr. Miracle. Not sure why, but I'm looking forward to Lobo the most.
Yeah, Mr. Miracle's a interesting focus. Oh, that's my phone. Very interesting focus. So I don't know.
But which Mr. Miracle are we going to be getting? Are we going to be getting Brown? Or are we going to be getting the OG straight off of what's it called? Straight off of the Home of the New Gods, an Apocalypse, Fourth World. Which are we getting?
That'll probably be the one.
Has that been cleared up?
They already introduced Dark Side.
I don't think so. Because
they already introduced Dark Side. And it's just we're not gonna get the real Mr. Miracle, the comic book iteration that we all know and love. We're not gonna get that. We already know that. And if we do, it's gonna be watered down. It's gonna be milked down. It's not gonna be what it's supposed to be. Maybe with James Gunn, maybe, but I doubt it, man. I doubt it.
Yeah. That's a wishful thinking. So,
Mr. Miracle on screen definitely could, be a tentpole character if they do it correctly, even though it's not going to be like how the comics would have it. You could have a character over there that could sell a lot. They could lean into the comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That'll work out, especially since with the previous this iteration of Black Adam that just came out, as I noticed on the review that I did for Comic Crusaders, a lot of the music, like a lot of it was soundtrack driven. And I noticed that was the same thing as well with James Gunn's iteration of Suicide Squad. So I feel like that's going to be a trope that the new DC Studios is going to lean into heavily. A lot more comedy, a lot more soundtrack driven storylines and narratives, and to try to compete as a family friendly sort of venture for moviegoers. And Mr. Miracle could definitely be, as I say, one of those tentpole characters they could use for that.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
What it boils down to at the core, they want to emulate Guardians of the Galaxy and bring what they did with that over here.
But
I don't feel like an idiot. I see that. I don't feel like
I don't feel like an idiot either.
But if we get scot-free, they can introduce the Forever People, and then that'll be their Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, that could be their Guardians of the Galaxy. But that's the only reason why I would say we would get scot-free. But he's not an enemy of Superman. He's not an enemy of nobody. I mean, he's actually more powerful than Superman and Black Adam when you break it down, really.
Word, especially all that time on Apocalypse going up. That foster care.
Like he's right. Like he's got what? He can escape from any goddamn thing. It doesn't even matter what it is. He's immortal. Got superhuman strength, physical abilities. He has a limited healing factor too. That's another thing a lot of people don't want to know. But lately in the comics, they've written this character for him to be like I don't know. It's like he has a dual personality. Like the latest Mr. Miracle comic has. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's weird, but it's kind of good. But it's just weird. Like it's like this alternate reality, mind warping.
Are you speaking about the King Gerard's run that came out like a couple years ago?
Yeah,
the Tom King book with Gerard.
That book, and then the recent one they just did, which I don't know if it's still going now. I don't know if this because I haven't seen a comic in the stores in a while. But they were like on some type of I don't know. It was just different. It was I don't know. I guess he was like in his mind thinking about certain things, and I don't know. It was all mental. It was just a mental thing, but it was alright. It was just weird. Same thing with Adam Strange. They're doing the same thing with Adam Strange. It's like a mental thing. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
but hopefully we get
the
Forever People. Hopefully we get that.
This was funny. It's not not because not to really talk about like whether Black Adam was good or not or any of that. I mean, obviously, it is what it is. But this was funny because this guy he wrote this article and then literally I guess interviewed the people that trashed it, and they were just like, nah, I don't feel dumb at all. Like, so he says, Dear Mick, so for the second week in a row, Black Adam, the movie you gave an empty chair rating, was #1 in the box office. What's your reaction to its being #1 in the box office? And what is your typical reaction in general when films you gave bad reviews are the #1 movie in the box office? And he says, none. It doesn't bother me or make me happy or anything until I read what you wrote me. I didn't even know about the second week's box office. I don't check those figures. Not that I dislike doing so, but rather because it doesn't occur to me to be interested. It has nothing to do with me. He said, I saw a terrible movie, so I wrote the review. And now me and the movie are even. I'm not in a lifelong quest to prevent people from seeing Black Adam or any other bad movies. And if those movies succeed financially, it doesn't make me feel doubtful like, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe I got it wrong. I know what I saw. Anyways, aside from the matters of life and death, like politics, this is the part that I thought was very like poignant, that I totally agree with. He says, like politics, world affairs, we really shouldn't care so much about what other people think. There's a weird human tendency to try to control other people as if we expect to have mind controlling powers. And that kind of relates to me to, the cancel culture. I mean, SJWs, I mean, really trying to and getting mad if you don't agree. And this guy says, for example, let's say you're on the highway and some idiot cuts you off and you get startled and angry. That makes sense. But then you immediately get outraged, and that doesn't make sense. You think, how could this person do that to me? Easy. That person doesn't know you. They have no idea how wonderful you are. You also think, I want to teach that person a lesson so they don't ever do it again. How? By catching up to them and giving them the finger? That's not going to teach them anything. So then what do? You settle into stewing with anger for the next 10 minutes as if you can send death rays to shame across 3 car lengths. Meanwhile, it is actually news to you that there are idiots out there. No, it's not news to you, so stop it already. Relax, you cannot fix them. The best you can do is fix yourself by not thinking stupid things just because other people do stupid things. And then he says to this other guy, he says, I agree with you about Johnny Depp. His films are often as bad as they are good, but I've read that he's a doting father and continued to do Pirates movies only because his kids like them. And that's not a bad reason in my book. You guys think that he does these movies because his kids like them?
Probably that's maybe a small reason. I think the bigger reason is the money at this point.
You got it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of his answer. He said, so you're saying that he disappeared from his family for months at a time to make a movie just so he could entertain his kids for 2 hours? Not much of a trade-off from their viewpoint. Since the beginning of time, people have used their children as excuses to commit all kinds of atrocities. I don't buy it. The only good thing here is that as far as offenses go against civilization, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are way, way down on the list.
It's just, I don't understand. Like, people who put so much stock in like box office numbers and they equate that to the quality of a film. It's like, no, not even close, actually. Like, we all know box office numbers do not equate to the quality of a film. There have been plenty of terrible films that have made millions and billions of dollars. Yep. And there are plenty of great films that have made not as much money, not even close, and vice versa. So it's just all about your opinion, and, stop trying to make other people's, have your opinion so badly, like so desperately.
Right. And it reminds me of like hip hop, like that. It makes me feel like how, people will defend their favorite rapper or whatever because they got 4 platinum albums, or they're at the top of the billboards, or they got the most, views or whatever. It's like the popularity does not equal quality, man. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Just because something is
substance oversells.
Exactly. What's Norin Raz says? wish they could get away from making comic book movies comedies and take them more serious, give us casual actual stakes, and stop with time travel parallel universes. Couldn't agree more.
Agreed.
You know,
Yes.
the only comedy, Guardians of the Galaxy was a great movie, comic book comedy. It had all the ingredients and it was great. But yeah, they keep trying to redo that formula in movies where it's not supposed to be. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're a funny kind of crew. Shit's weird, but everybody isn't supposed to be funny. And even
the piggybacking is annoying.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Like look at Thor, ruined Thor.
I was just gonna say Hemsworth just said I am now he said I'm not doing any more movies with genius directors, mad genius directors. He said, basically talking about Taika Waititi. And Hemsworth has not really been shy about trashing that movie or the experience or Taika's directing. So
I'm sure. I mean, my goodness, like get it together. I mean, there are hardly any stakes like in superhero movies anymore. Just in general, there's a lack of serious stakes. I just don't understand that. It makes the film so much less enjoyable. I don't know.
when you go back to Blade,
unless it's redeemable for Wakanda forever, you'll kill off a character. You know what I'm saying? And just do that and just leave the characters dead. But as you were saying with Blade, apparently Wakanda gets all these serious stakes, but everywhere else you can fix that shit with a temporal,
temporal,
it's ridiculous.
Because Blade he had what? He had the vampire god. He had to stop Frost from becoming a vampire god. Second one, he had to stop the Reapers. Now it was a hybrid vampire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That spread like wildfire. Superman, the first Superman movie, even though he flew around the world, made it go backwards in order to repair the damage that was done.
Fucking Christine.
It was still just a big major event that he had to fight against in order to make the world right.
Yeah, Superman it felt serious, like serious stakes. Like Iron Man was fighting terrorists and shit. Like it was real,
Superman 2, he had Zod, Nog, and Ursa all. Come on, you can't beat that, man. He had to beat all three of them up. I mean, come on. Lost his powers, got him back. Well, man, you can't beat that, man. You can go by superhero movie. Batman had the Joker. Batman 2 had the Penguin. Come on, man. Even that first Wonder Woman movie, she was fighting Nazis. I mean, she's in World War I, not Nazis, but she was fighting the Axis power. But still,
there were actual stakes in that until
bro, it was good. Yeah, it was still good.
Yeah, that Ares battle was fire. Let's not forget that. You know what I'm saying? That shit was like something. I don't know if a lot of people like the King Arthur film to get out of the realm of, well, unless we're talking like Black Knight. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the realm of comics.
We do fantasy sometimes.
And you go into King Arthur, which inspired a lot of comic book lore. You know what I mean? The film that was done by the dude who did what was it, Snatch, the Brad Pitt flick, and what was it? He does like a lot of what is it? He does a lot of films with Jason Statham, and that one that he did with the most recent King Arthur, it looked like some shit out of Soul Calibur, and I feel like as if a lot of that the CGI was lifted for the Wonder Woman film with the Battle of Ares, and right there was where it shined. You see where I'm coming from, where you had that battle between like a heroine and some sort of medieval sort of mech. You know what I mean? And it was a good balance of the historical perspective that a lot of comic books would give you when it came down to battling the Axis powers, and that interpretation of history, the medieval fantasy factor as well too, that makes comics really work. I'm not really too big of a head of Patty Jenkins, especially after that second Wonder Woman film and how campy it was, because I don't believe that the 80s, even though I never lived it, was actually that campy. I've heard that the 80s was really grimy. So I don't know why she did it to an extent where it was like almost Adam West camp for the 60s Batman series. That it was almost to that level. So I really can't hear or see anything that Patty Jenkins does in the future without having that stain in my head of Wonder Woman 2. I don't even remember the title of the film. It was Wonder Woman something. I know it wasn't called Wonder Woman 2.
It was like
1984.
Wonder Woman 1984. Yes. Yeah, that shit was trash.
It was garbage.
Shit was trash.
It was
because they didn't take it. Because you know why? They didn't take it serious. The first Wonder Woman movie, it was serious, bro. And people was like, "Oh, like Wonder Woman was good." Then we get that second one. Steve Trevor is back. Cheetah was a joke. Then you looking at you like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold up."
Oh man, you reminded me they had Cheetah, and they had the girl from SNL. The girl from SNL.
It's like, what?
How you gonna have a comedian play this broad?
It was bad,
and I love her as an actress, though.
Oh. There were like no repercussions from what happened in the first Wonder Woman movie. Like her relationship with Themyscira is not discussed. Her relationship with humans or Steve in particular, that's not discussed. Like nothing is really touched on, and it's like, all right, what are we doing here, really? Why are we doing this?
And you can't really kill off Steve Rogers if you want a Wonder Woman movie to succeed, because one, he's a love interest, and two, he kind of helps her out a lot.
Yeah, and they realized they messed up. I think
he works for the government. I mean, not Steve Trevor. Yeah, he helps her out a lot, man. It's just like, how can you kill that?
I think they realized they totally messed up the minute that they watched it back, and they were like, "Oh crap!" So then they tried to bring him back, but it was in the worst way. You basically have like this guy be raped. It was just like, why? Like, why did you make this decision? Like, I just no. Absolutely not. No.
We need them.
You gotta take it serious, man. Because some of the directors, they'll look at it and they'll say,
"Yo, Dragonheart was ill."
It was. Dragonheart was that movie. Yeah. I can't lie and say it wasn't. But some of these directors, they'll look at it and they'll say, they'll look at it and they'll say, oh, they look at it as being cheesy because it was back in the 80s or 70s. But when you really watch it, it was kind of serious back then, man. They took it serious. I was watching the Bionic Man the other day. Bruh, I didn't know Bionic Man was as big as it was. I knew it was big, but I didn't know it was that big.
6 million.
Bruh, and then I watched a couple of the episodes. I was like, yeah, they took this really serious. Like, they wasn't playing around. Yeah, Steve Austin, man, they was talking about his behind. I even seen a joint where he fell in like a pit, and they set a trap. And one of the it was like a spike. It went through his leg, and it pierced his. He had like nuclear. He was saying he had like these nuclear joints in his leg. And it pierced one of them, and his leg didn't work. I was like, yo! I was like, I thought the Bionic Man was indestructible, but he not. So, right, it was good, man. Like, just watching it, it's just the dialogue is good. It's a little old because it ain't the 70s anymore, the 60s, but it's still to watch it. You like, damn, they took it kind of real serious for a TV show. And when you look at the crap they give us now, you like, really? Like that's where we at?
Yeah. Part of the problem was Patty Jenkins had a lot of oversight on 84. In the first movie, she was, reined in by, I think, Snyder and other people that were there because he was a part of that movie. And then in this one, no, she had like basically full control, and we see what that gave us. So that's why I was like, if they do a Wonder Woman 3, I don't want her to be a part of it at all because you don't understand the character. So I'm good.
This is why I'm glad. That Patty Jenkins got her basically her license to the Star Wars properties revoked with that new film that she was going to create in regards to the first squadron or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what battalion of the Rebel Alliance. Rogue Squadron. Okay,
Rogue Squadron or
Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron with Wes Antilles. They said that's actually been put on the shelf, not canceled.
I'm glad that. On the shelf. Ooh, they need to cancel it, throw it out. You know what I'm saying? They need to.
Because they said that I just read an article and watched a video the other day. They said that the problem with the movie is direction that it was going in. They didn't like it. Somebody seen it that was a big wig and was like, no, this ain't it. And they was just like, what? Still, maybe who had over the countries. I think he had a big
I don't know. I just remember the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Well,
And
we
which
like no
one?
space
And,
dolphins, man.
was
He
it
goes around
in
collecting
the animated series or the new one?
Superman
I know it
animated
was
Nah,
series.
the OG STAS.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because it was in the new one. It was the commentarians or whatever they were.
Nah, he's talking about the OG one.
The OG one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
But that would be dope in the next Superman movie to have a collector type character. I forget his name too, but DC has a character that's like the collector.
But
DC
the
has
Patty
a collector.
Jenkins joint.
Brainiac. Brainiac is the collector, and that collects. He collects different.
Brainiac? Oh, is it?
Well, he is
Brainiac's
kind
the
of.
collector.
He is definitely a collector, like, you know. But I don't. If is that the person that he's referring to? I don't know.
It's a possibility since he was heavily involved in that series.
Batman, Larry.
Look at the
the
episode
Lance,
synopses.
Larry the Lance of Earth One also called himself Collector as a god. No, he's like a Gotham crime lord.
Let's
There is
see.
a character called Collector. in
The
DC.
Preserver. It was probably the Preserver.
The Preserver.
Oh, I remember it was like a short dude. He kind of looked like a guardian from Oa with a vacuum to his face. Like somebody like put a vacuum to his face and he's like hella dehydrated.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I remember.
It was the Preserver. It's either got to be the Preserver or it's got.
He need to preserve his face.
It's either Preserver or Brainiac. It's one of the two.
Okay.
Because they're the only two I've seen that collect.
Oh yeah, no. This is it. This is it. You got it. The Preserver made it his life's mission to capture all endangered species in the universe and keep them in captivity to prevent their extinction. He hired the bounty hunter Lobo to capture Superman, the last Kryptonian. Once Lobo brought Superman, he learned Lobo was the last of his kind, and grabbed Lobo.
Yeah, wanted to catch him too. Yeah, that was he wanted to get him too. Yeah,
and that's how Soup's got all his pets in the Fortress of Solitude. By taking the Preserver's collection at the end of that episode.
That's true, yeah.
So that's it, Nora. It's the Preserver. Yeah, okay.
It's the Preserver.
Yeah. Yeah,
that dude needed some serious exfoliation techniques or something. He looked really dehydrated in my memory.
He looked real dehydrated.
Let's be the Preserver.
He needed some lotion, huh? He needed some space lotion.
He looked bad. He was not working out, bro.
Oh God, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Superman the animated series should be coming up on. Isn't Batman the animated series like 30 years old or something like that? It's like it's up there in age.
In the early 90s.
Yeah, so Superman the animated
series. It was
series
around the time I was born, so it'd be 20 something, approaching 30.
Yeah, because I used to watch it after school every day, religiously, just to run home. Have y'all checked out?
Yeah, it's 30 years old. So if it's 30, if it's 30, Superman the animated series is right behind it. It came out like a year or two later.
Oh snap! We're getting old.
So, Funkmaster Flex been pushing artists,
calling people out.
I'm glad
he did it.
Why you ain't?
Glad he been doing it, bro.
And because his pressure definitely led to some dope shit. We got Ghost and Ray doing some shit, and it definitely led to Busta Rhymes dropping the new joint right here. I think it's an EP, and it's just it's got like Big Daddy Kane, Conway from Griselda.
Conway, Big Daddy, and Busta.
Yeah, and Busta
to the Big Daddy Kane beat.
Okay, so Juice Crew meets Native Tongues meets Griselda. That's crazy.
Yeah, basically. And Busta, he's still rhyming at a high caliber over it's 5 songs on the project, and aside from Kane, you got Swiss Beats, a new star named Capella Gray, new dude coming up, and that sort of just reflects the New York roots for Busta, but the addition of Skilla being on the song Bulletproof Skin definitely showcases his affinity for dance hall, Jamaican heritage that you often hear Busta dabbling in. But yeah, man, with the release of this new project, hopefully we'll be hearing more from him, because in 2020 he dropped the Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God, which was like 22 songs of pure heat. Like that was a fucking GOAT album right there.
30 something if you get the deluxe. That shit was amazing.
Yeah,
exactly. So much better than the first one as well too.
I agree. As I was thinking, it definitely is better than the first one. It was,
which one?
You know,
What's
you had
the first one?
ELE 2, The Wrath of God. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Extinction Level Event. I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't.
What?
I highly recommend it. You got Rakim on there. You got Pete Rock. That's like at the intro. You got Farrakhan. You got Rick Ross. And let's not forget, we got Kendrick Lamar and Michael Jackson.
I sampled it.
We got,
and that's what made me buy it. No, I sampled it because I was like, this is kind of hot. But I didn't listen to it.
Ooh, yeah, the ODB track is fucking fire. The slow flow. That's like my favorite shit. Because like I'm a big mindless self-indulgence head. So like anything that has arcade like sounds in it, like Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? Anything where you sample the arcade sounds and then put that into a track and make it like hip hop, that shit is fucking amazing to me.
Like Danger Mouse.
And I love
when Danger Mouse did that joint with MF Doom. That was all sound bites from Adult Swim. Every beat on it was a sound.
Yeah, Danger Doom. Yeah. Yo, did you guys hear the latest Danger Black Dot joint?
That's tight. Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah. Cheat code, thought-provoking stuff.
That joint.
Yes, cheat codes. Yes.
Joint super tight. Yeah, that joint super tight. You know what? Danger Mouse don't get the credit he deserves as being a producer. But I will tell you one thing. Everything I've ever heard from him has always been groundbreaking and incredible. Like when he did the remix for the Black album and did the Gray album, that was just, bro, that was like,
yeah, that was good shit.
Yeah, I can't lie though, but Big Ghost Limited, someone who obviously was and has been influenced by Danger Mouse. Yeah, he recently did a remix of Jay-Z's The Black album as well too. I forget exactly what it's called, but I know it's on his Bandcamp. Okay, so you're up on game, yeah.
Yeah, I bought it off his Bandcamp. You know, when he gets with Conway and the album he did with Ghost, it's tight. When Ghost and Big Ghost Limited get together, it's tight. And when Big Ghost Limited
with the Michael Rappaport intro.
Yeah, it's super tight. Mm-hmm. When him and Conway get together, it's super tight. I don't know who does Conway's productions on his other stuff, but when he get with Big Ghost Limited, it's usually something super tight, bro. Like I can't say nothing bad.
The best one that he had, I forget exactly what the album was called, but I know it had a skull on it, and then it had let's see, like it was like red, gold, and black, and probably one of my favorite tracks.
That's
it's like if it bleeds, we could kill it or something like that. That's a Mr. Hyde record.
If it bleeds, it could be killed. That's
I think that's what it must be called. But that one, and then
what it's called.
There's this one track. There's this one track called Empire off of Griselda Ghost, which was before Griselda really blew up, and it was just Hall and Nash. So you got Conway and the Machine, and they're going at it with Big Ghost Limited, and it's a like, what is it? It's a bonus track. I took that instrumental, sampled it, and then I used that for one of my albums called Calexico Cuts, which is available on Bandcamp. Yeah, so yeah, that Empire instrumental is like the best fucking Big Ghost Limited, in my humble opinion. Instrumental that he's done so far in his discography.
The joint he did after that, What Has Been Blessed Cannot Be Cursed, is hot too. That he did with Conway. That joint is Conway. No One Mourns the Wicked is dope. The 3 joints he did with Conway.
Yeah, that's the joint. That's the joint. That's the joint. Yes. Where he goes. There's this one track where he goes through like the whole discography up to that point of Griselda Records, and he's like, "Oh, this shit is fire." Like he's like, "Oh, like a fucking EIF is fire." What else? Like just all the tracks. You know what I mean? Just not all the tracks, all the albums, and he puts it in like a discography joint. And I love that when artists are self-referential and they name stuff off of their discography and they put that on a record, and so that it allows listeners who haven't heard those records before little Easter eggs to go back, or people that are already familiar with it. It really allows them to be like, hey, I'm on this journey with them as they grow as an artist. And Conway and Big Ghost on that record on No One Mourns the Wicked. Yeah, that's some fire shit.
It is.
Yeah,
It is. It's
yeah,
super fire. Like you gotta be. You gotta be listen to listen to it. You like that? It's like every track on it. You like that? This and Conway just spitting. He just spitting the whole time on there. Man. It's a good album, bro. Some good albums he made. For them to hook up again. It's been a while since they hooked up and did something, man.
And then we just reviewed
he's been hooking up with other like
King's Disease 3 last week. So, and that's another fire joint that just dropped. King's Disease 3.
It's a great album, hands down.
Yeah.
I like it better than the first one. Or is it the second
Most
one?
definitely.
One of the King's Disease I wasn't really crazy about, and Magic wasn't. Or one of them, I don't know. It's one of the four ones I was.
Magic is the best one out of all four, in my opinion.
So Magic's probably it's probably KD 2 or one or two that I didn't like that much. It might be one because what it was Hit Boy did Nas's joint and he did Benny the Butcher's joint like right at the same time, and Benny the Butcher's shit was just immaculate, and Nas's shit I was like, what the fuck did he give him all?
Yeah, that was KD1 because
Benny didn't want
KD1 burden of proof.
KD1,
yeah, KD1 I was not impressed because I was like, man, he seemed like he gave Benny all the dope beats that on that one. That was for Burden of Proof, I think, Benny the Butcher or Plugs I Met.
Yeah.
I think it's Burden of Proof. Yeah, Burden of Proof.
Burden of Proof, yeah. And the joint he did with Al Divino, was hot too. People don't get Al Divino credit. They don't get Al Divino
shit is crazy.
Yeah, people don't get Al Divino.
Yo. I'm about to be up in Massachusetts for Survivor Series this week doing an article for Comic Crusaders, and I gotta say, like, I'm really hyped to be going up over there because of what the Vino, Knack, you know what I'm saying, for what they're doing for that culture. Like, it ain't just Slain, you know what I mean? Like, they got like a whole new resurgence over there, and a lot of that is owed to Divino and Knack, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm looking forward to going through their their state.
Yeah, and don't forget Riggs and Mooch. People sleep on them too.
Riggs! Yo, shout out to Riggs. Shout out to Riggs.
Did a joint.
Yeah, he's good people. We spoke. He's good people. DJ Muggs.
Mike Riggs, man. Muggs. He did the joint he did with Muggs
and Big Ghost.
Fire. And Big Ghost. Big Ghost. The Only Way Out. That joint is fire. Like, people sleep on that, man. And it's like, that's hip hop, man. That's like real hip hop. You can't front on that, man.
Yo, and let's not forget about Dark Low, who had a tape with Riggs recently. And then he had the joints with Havoc, and he's had the joint with Heavy Fraud. Like fucking Dark Low, dude. I just wish it would just be great if he could stop getting locked the fuck up. Because in my opinion, he's the voice of Philly right now.
That's true.
Other than Vinny Paz,
that is true. He can.
Other than the rest of AOTP.
Don't forget Crime Apple. The joint that Ghost did with Crime Apple. That what's it called? Argue Loud or anything.
And the Muggs joints.
And he did a joint with Muggs. The ones with Muggs. And people sleep on.
Yes, he just came out with a new one. Senkota, yeah. And they should. That's my LA brother over there, even though he's from the East, you know what I'm saying? That's my LA brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fucks with Muggs heavy. I had a tape come out, what was it, where I took a bunch of like Muggs instrumentals about a couple years ago. It was called La Sentamunos, as like Of the Hill, you know what I'm saying? One of these days, definitely a big goal of mine is to actually do a whole tape of Muggs or just get a single or something, because like it's just like Jay Worthy, who recently dropped a tape of Muggs a couple of weeks ago, said like, if you're from the West Coast and you don't have shit with Muggs, like you ain't official yet. You ain't official yet.
And that's what I be talking about sometimes on here, Sever. Like, I be telling people, like, when it comes to producers,
you always be talking about Muggs,
when it comes to producers, they all from different regions, but we got producers like, most people would be like, oh, they want to hear Mike Will beat. But you got to understand, when you come to New York, you got Primo, you got Pete Rock, you got Molly Mall, you got certain people. When you go to the Midwest, you got
Conductor Williams.
You got Conductor Williams. Now Conductor Williams, he works with Westside Gunn a lot. Him and Westside Gunn hook up a lot. But you got Apollo Brown, and then you go to the Midwest, and then you go to Midwest. Yeah, man. And then you don't forget 3-6 and all that. Then you go to the West, you got Muggs, Dre, and DJ Pooh. They are the premier producers out there, bro. And don't forget, I give Daz his props too. I give Daz his props too, and Corrupt. I give them their props too. But they out there making music. And Muggs just stays on the underground tip. Muggs comes to New York, finds underground rappers, and puts them on. He do the same thing out West, but he only wants underground rappers. And he says it. I read articles, I listen to interviews. He only wants to work with underground rappers. Now, I will tell y'all this. He did say on his next Soul Assassins album that's coming out, he's got a lot of features on there, like top quality features. And then he said he didn't say it, but he hinted at it, but he didn't say it, that he got to do a project with Slick Rick. He said, I finally got to work with one of my favorite artists.
Hell yeah.
And they was asking him, can he elaborate? He said, I can't elaborate on it right now, but I'm just letting y'all know I finally got to work with Slick Rick. And he left it
because the single for Metropolis with Method Man was just so fucking ill. I couldn't believe that Slick Rick was flipping it like that. Now, as a person like myself who's seen Slick Rick at my first concert, it was in San Bernardino, Rock the Bells Festival. I was 18 years old. It was almost a decade ago, and
that's why
I was in the front row. I saw Slick Rick, I saw Dougie Fresh, you know what I mean? And these motherfuckers was going at it harder than than Chief Keef and all them other cats that was over the YG on the other stages that were cutting out because of their, various addictions that they had or being very sloppy on stage and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? These guys are real masters of the mic, masters of their crowd. You know what I mean? Like, and then right after that, it was Too Short and E40. Danny Brown shot through. Like, Rock the Bells was a very, like, I even saw Tech Nine perform at Jurassic 5. Like, fuck, that was a very memorable experience. It would be great if, Murs and Gorilla Union would mess around and, like, bring that shit back. But those payments and stuff like that, and Murs getting, the IRS jumping down his throat because of that shit, it'll never come back. So, I'm glad that I was able to witness that. But, Slick Rick is a master of his fucking craft still to this day. I'm glad to see that he could still flip cadences and, just flip it this like a new MC. Like, this is fresh. I'd love to hear what he has over Muggs. This is instrumentation, because fucking Muggs is always going to keep it eerie. He's not called the Black Goat for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love that eerie instrumentation that, of course, inspired Alchemist and many other people after Muggs. Yeah, so I'd like to see that Muggs and Slick Rick for like 2023 for real.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Speaking of
him, and you know who else? Keeps it? He keeps it kind of eerie too. Like, well, he keeps it grimy though. Nicholas Craven. Nicholas Craven keeps it grimy as well.
Ooh, he has some dope shit with a Crime Apple. Yeah.
Yes, he do. But he comes out of Canada, and we ain't really get much good out of Canada. But when we do, we get it. So Nicholas Craven is one of the good things that came out of Canada, besides Celine Dion, Rush, and Drake.
Hey, Count Sawyer. Yo, are you guys getting into that?
That shit he did with Boldy James was hot too.
Ooh, that shit was fire, yo. The Mr. 1008 kid.
Yeah.
God damn, that shit was insane.
No, not that one. Not that one. The all was it Take Everything?
No, that was Future Wave. Yeah, that was Future Wave. The one with Mr. 1008, the most recent one.
Oh, that's Future Wave. Yeah, that's Future Wave. But the most recent thing he dropped with Nicholas Craven, that Boldy James dropped, is called something all or nothing. Nothing given, something taken, something like that. It's got like it looked like a Christmas, what
do you call that shit?
Yeah, it's called No Robbery.
No robbery.
No robbery.
What is it? Something
no robbery, something robbery. Taken or something like that.
Yeah, and you ain't no minute.
Yeah, that album was great.
Robbery.
Yeah, Fair Exchange, no robbery.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, that shit is fucking fire.
That right there, when I heard that, I was like, yo, Nicholas Craven is official, bro. I mean, I just love how Boldy
James is really putting on for Detroit in such a great way. Like, he's a great Detroit lyricist.
He is. Yeah. But he don't get the props. He don't get the props like he should. But if you sit down and listen to him, stuff he did with the Alchemist and all. Man, I'm glad when Griselda signed him. I'm like, oh, when they signed him, that was a good move for them, picking him up. I'm just waiting for him to bring out Stove God Cooks on something, get his own album. He keep featuring him. They keep featuring Stove God, but we haven't heard Stove God.
I think there's going to be another
with Stove God and Nick Craven.
I haven't heard of that.
Stove God in there.
Oh yeah, Nick Craven.
Yeah, it's
Opulence with Stove God.
The Stove God is dope.
Yeah.
Single, but that's all we keep getting.
I think there's going to be a new Rock Marcy tape with Stove coming up, like a part 2 to the Reasonable Drought.
Now Rock Mars and Nicholas Craig got a joint. I think it's called 1,000 Yards There or something like that. Joint is fire. When I tell you, like Rock Marciano, I believe Busta Rhymes now when he said he's a godsend. I believe that because I never would have believed it had I not listened to his music. A lot of people sleep on Rock Marciano. They sleep on him hard.
Rock Marciano is the shit. Yo, whenever when a new Rock Marcy project drops, the thing that I like about him is that he's a DJ MC. So when he'll do something with the Alchemist, like Elephant Man's Bones, or do something with Bronze Nazareth, with Ekphrases, it's like, yo, like Rock, are you going to just be doing the instrumentals? Yeah, the one with Muggs Chaos. Are you gonna just be doing the instrumentals, or are you also going to be emceeing? Which are you gonna do? It always surprises me. I'm like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna be rapping? Because Alchemist can rap too. So when it came down to the Elephant Man's Bones, I'm like, what the fuck is gonna happen here? Came down to Ekphrases, I was surprised that with Bronze Nazareth, if it was Bronze Nazareth rapping, I'm like, nah, I've just heard this motherfucker on beats since like Only Built for Cuban Links Part 2, which is my favorite Wu-Tang album. I don't care what anyone says. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, like this dude raps out? What the fuck? I thought he just was just ill on the beats.
Nah, he been rapping.
And it's the same thing with Rock Marciano.
Rock Marciano been rapping.
A DJ and MC, like masters of both of those elements.
Yeah. But Rock Marciano, when he did the stuff he did for Knowledge the Pirate was super dope. And you listen to that, you like, damn, like, yo, like how's not everybody now listening to this? You like, damn.
Yeah.
Like
and
that last album he put out.
The Dumb Prophet shit with Guy Fahim and Mac Hami. Crazy.
He did a lot. He did a lot.
That Dumb God shit is crazy.
Yeah, he did a lot with them. So did Nicholas Craven. Nicholas Craven did a lot with them too. What's your name? But he makes beats too. The guy Fahim, he makes beats as well.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Sonic instrumentals is what he calls those.
Yeah.
No, but Fahim's like the only good rapper out of Atlanta right now, hands down. Whenever when I like to shit on like Atlanta rappers, I always have to like take a step back and remember, okay, God Fahim is still putting out tapes. Sci-Hi the Prince, I think he might put out a book, but I can't discount that. Ritz, even though he's openly admitted that he owes his flow to Big Boy, is still doing his. Same thing with Big Boy. So I can't shit on Atlanta as I would like to a lot of the times because these MCs are still, they still have a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
Even though they're not publicized like that.
It's the home of.
I mean, if you know what, Severin, I feel if you are a good MC, time shouldn't matter. You should actually get better with time, not worse. You know what I mean? Like I feel like as you go on, you should be evolving and getting better. And like, you know what I mean? Because when you look at Ronald Ice, right? Talented. Looked up R. Kelly and started a whole nother movement. Like you like, yo, everybody walking around talking about busted.
Hey, what's up? I see you in the A.
Yeah, Atlanta ain't all bad.
So,
no. Atlanta ain't
nah. Atlanta got a good strip club scene. Yeah. A good strip club scene. Man, go down there.
It's a great party.
Nah, waste of money.
Seven, you stay from down there. You might go down there, man, come back. Credit card swipes and all that, man. You can't be down there doing that. You and Nora Rad down there hanging
That's
out.
right. Yeah, you know. Do it with the hammer up in the chat, man. You know that shit a waste of money, baby. I'm good. Man. I'm good. Yeah. Nora and Rod. Oh shit, we got Silver Surfer up in this bitch.
Silver Surfer.
That's Silver Surfer, yeah. You and Nora Rod down there doing credit card swipes.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Y'all down there getting it.
Nah, dude.
Oh no.
The new hip hop and comics collab. We got Biggie on the Deadpool covers. That shit.
Yo, and Alyssa Wong. Shout out to Alyssa Wong, who showed me love over at Comic Con NYC when I was promoting for the press of Comic Crusaders. Yo, Alyssa Wong. She was standing right over there with a person who was dressed as Dr. Afra. So I just had to get a picture and everything. We still got to go and do that. If she watching, you know what I'm saying? We still got to go and do the the little interview and everything like that. So I'll be sure to go through that the Rolodex and pull up that email that you gave me. No doubt. Yeah. Shout out to Alyssa Wong. But yeah, Biggie on the cover.
Is this out yet?
Yeah.
Is it out yet or no?
Yeah, it came out earlier this month.
Ooh, nice.
The same day that I think it was like the second. And this would have been Biggie's 50th birthday. You know what I'm saying? And the artistic tribute was created by artist Ken Lashley in a partnership with Hustle, a sports and entertainment agency, which specializes in developing one-of-a-kind limited edition collectibles. But Big's first appearance on a Marvel cover, he's sitting there on a throne in Times Square with Deadpool kicking, looking.
He did have the Ant-Man cover though. Yeah. He did have the Ant-Man cover with the Ready to Die. I wouldn't say parody, the Ready to Die homage.
The hip hop covers. Yeah, there was a hip hop cover. I mean, yeah, there's Biggie hip hop covers for sure. But this is dope because you got the intricate Coogee sweater type thing going on there, and he's got the boom box and the pictures of Biggie and all of that and Deadpool and shit. But yeah, he would have turned 50 this year, bro. That's crazy. That's nuts, man. It's crazy to think, these guys, to imagine Pac and Big as 50-year-old dudes with gray beards and shit. Like, it's fucked up. But according to Marvel.com, while Biggie covers the new Deadpool variant, he's not included in the plot line, of course. But yeah,
that would have been dope though.
It would have been dope. But but Alyssa Wong didn't bless us with that kind of story, but she did write the story, and
it is dope. It's dope as fuck. I read that shit. It's dope.
It follows Wade Wilson's ego attempting to infiltrate an elite group of assassins known as the Atelier, in order to be let into the fold. Deadpool is tasked with the killing of one of Marvel Universe's most famous villains within 48 hours. But yeah, you guys can get this online. Deadpool #1 from 2000.
Yo, y'all got to trip out. You guys will enjoy that story. Trust me. I was laughing the whole way through. You know what I mean? The surprise villain is gonna bug you out. You know what I mean? But knowing who Deadpool usually teams up with, if you're familiar with those types of stories, it shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. Yeah. So pick that up most definitely. You know what I mean? To celebrate Biggie's solar rotation. You know what I mean, around the cosmos, most definitely, and around the dimensions, hands down. And it's hip hop and comics combined. This is a 6-element channel, so pick that thing up. You know what I mean, support the cultures.
Word up, salute. And this is not, obviously beside the Marvel hip hop covers. There's been other hip hop artists on cover. I mean, Birdman did one on Amazing Spider-Man.
that cover was crazy for the Amazing Spider-Man joint. Yeah, with the Lugs variant. Now, a lot of people like to shit on Lugs, but I do not care. Especially if you look at the the incendiary logo that the Timberland company does still have to this day. A pair of Lugs, you can get 2 or 3 of those. They may not last you as long as some Timbs, but 2 or 3 of those will be the price of one pair of Timbs, and they got better styles in my humble opinion.
I had that cover back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, as you should have. I still have yet to buy a pair. But it should have come down to that most definitely.
I remember I got
that cover.
The Lugs driving shoe. It was Funkmaster Flex was promoting the shoe. It was like the first driving shoe, and it was dope because like the heel of the sole had kind of like it curved up and came up on the back of the heel, so that when you're driving, and you know how the heel of your shoe gets fucked up when you're doing the gas pedal on the floor. I hate that shit. So yeah, it'd be fucking up the heel of my shit. So the shoe was made for that. I thought that was dope, so I copped them shits. That was like, I think, in the early 2000s. But then there's the Eminem cover on the Mighty Avengers #3. He did
Salvador LaRocca.
Yep. Yeah. And, in 2015, Marvel launched a series of images that found a variety of different characters reacting to iconic hip hop album covers, and revisiting that concept the following year. That collection grew to over 80 covers, including Deadpool, and Wale's attention deficit joint, 2 Nas tributes. We had the Miles Illmatic, which is like the goat of them all, and probably the DMX joint with Wolverine.
And let's not forget that Tech 9 joint for the Prowler, Hobby Brown. Come on now.
Fire. And Superman version of Life is Good. You had the Riri Williams on Missy Elliott. It was a bunch of dope ones. And now they're up to like, it's damn near 200 of the hip hop covers. I know it was 180-ish last time I checked, like earlier in the year. So, but yeah, Biggie
I got the Wu-Tang ones first, and then I just got all my favorites after that.
That's
I'm
what I
pretty
did.
sure.
I got all the
Wu-Tang joints.
Word, that Iron Flag joint was amazing.
The Iron Flag was hot.
Iron Flag was hot. I got that one.
Yeah,
I got the first Wu-Tang cover for 36 Chains.
That would be
I got
with a Hyperion and Nighthawk.
Yeah, I got Liquid Swords. I got
that was Iron Man and Maestro. Yeah, Howard the Duck.
I got Howard the Duck for Old Dirty Bastard. I got all the Wu-Tang joints, bro. I made sure I got those first, and then I said, all right, I'll trickle it down after that.
Yo, but you skipped the Totally Awesome Hulk one? Why? You weren't feeling that?
That's my favorite one.
I got that one. Yeah, I got that one. The Ghostface one, only built for 2 minutes. I got that one. I got all the Wu-Tang covers. Every Wu-Tang hip hop Wu-Tang cover that came out, I got it. I
even got the Czarface one with Thanos. Right.
Yeah, Thanos Rising, I believe.
Yeah, Thanos Rising. Yep. And this is hold up. Maybe can I switch my? Yep, I can. Hold on. Because damn it. See it flipped around. Hold on. What if I do it from here? It is a way I can do it. Settings, camera, flip it, boom, done. All right, done. There you go. 12 Reasons to Die. The Ghostface.
Hey, that's a fire book.
Yeah,
fire album, double part album, amazing. With instrumentals. Apollo Brown on the Brown tape.
Story.
On the Brown tape, I told you, Apollo Brown's a premier producer from the Midwest.
Signed by Pharoah Monch. That's the 13, the Pharoah Monch joint that we had him on the show talking about. Signed the joint. And this is just, these are hip hop joints that are not the obvious, Marvel hip hop covers, the G.I. Joe.
That'd be like Boom Studios
forever.
Yep. Yeah. I think it is Boom. Or IDW. Let me see what is it. Yeah, IDW. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's one of my favorite joints.
Well, old girl Baroness. Where's Baroness on the cover? Who's she?
She's
yeah.
Yeah, I forget which Wu member is in that position on the cover, though. I have to look. But yeah, man, hip hop and comics, baby. That's how we get down.
Real talk.
And over here, it's going for about $70 right now. Which one?
I think he's
that's right.
Biggie one. The
Biggie
cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I think the highest price one right now is the Miles Morales Illmatic. It's going for like 300 raw, but you can get it slabbed for like I think 500, like a 9.8, like a top. Yeah, that's I think that one and the DMX Wolverine one, they're about neck and neck value, depending on.
I had that one. I had the DMX Wolverine
because it wasn't until after DMX died. That's the one that one.
That's the one that shot through the roof. It did shoot up. Yeah. But I think a lot of people don't know about a lot of them. That's why. They, the values are what
that's
they are.
Crazy, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Just people don't know about them. Yeah,
some of the dopest things, man, in comics.
There is another one, Reno, that's up there. The what is it? Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, the Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur joint.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. That was
the one for Vince Staples.
Yeah, that's one that's up there. Yeah, that's one that's up
Northside Long Beach. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, That's one that's up there.
That North shit.
Yeah, that's one that's up there too. You gotta watch that one. I got the. Let me see. I think they did a De La Soul cover. They did a bunch of them, man. Jay-Z, the Black Panther one is up there.
Word. Natasha Bustos is what is it? Big Pun. The other Jay-Z joint that was for American Gangster for Elektra. The Bill Steinwick's Scarlet Witch for Eminem's Relapse.
Yep.
Those are some of the best ones that come to my mind.
Oh, and I had an Eminem one too. I had an Eminem Slim Shady LP too. What? That wasn't. I don't even think that wasn't even a hip hop cover. I mean, that wasn't a Marvel hip hop cover. It was a Department of Truth number 8. I want to say.
Nah.
It's just the Slim Shady album cover, bro. It's fucking ill, but it's Department of Truth. Yeah, Department of Truth.
Yo, you gotta send me that pic.
Yeah, the Department of Truth.
You gotta send me that pic as a stand myself. I gotta get that.
All right. Yeah.
Word.
Department of Truth.
Yo, the stand. They got a stand cover. They got a stand cover. They got a stand.
Yeah, it's like him hanging out the trunk or whatever. It's like the album cover and shit.
Oh my god.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ex-wife hanging out the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they dope if you can get your hands on them. And like I said, it's the awareness of them that makes them go up and down in price. Like when people found out, but Miles Morales, his comic has a lot of covers that have features on them. Like when they did 23 to Jordan, they did Jordan cover with him dunking the ball. That's a huge one.
Yeah, that's Kale New, who I met at NYC Comic Con. Shout out to Dude, good people.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, they listen. The Miles Morales run, they always do something special on his covers. So when he comes out, you just gotta get
and
on.
Those books are fucking fire, dude. Muhammad Asur, I believe his name was. The most recent series, fucking ill. Oh yeah, hell yeah, OG Slim Shady LP shit, dude. Yeah, that shit's ill.
Ooh, nice.
That's dope.
Oh, I gotta get that. That's dope.
I got it. I have it. It's just somewhere else. Where my
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cop that, dude. You gonna have to slide that. You gonna have to slide that. For real.
Oh, I know where it's at. It's just not here. I got.
Well, you gonna have to slide
all
that.
my real valuable shit is at my pop's house. I just
Word.
sent it. But
Drop the Addy. Yo, but don't worry, I'll bring housewarming gifts. But Muhammad Asur, I believe I forget his surname, so I'll just say Muhammad A. His most recent run on fucking on Miles Morales Spider-Man was just amazing. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed that. Amazing, no cliche. You know what I mean? What is it? You know how that goes. Amazing Spider-Man, yada yada. But yeah, it's good stuff. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed it. What he did with Glurp. The Clone Saga, how he took that Clone Saga and made it into a simplified version that was much cooler than what they were doing in the 90s with Ben Reilly and Kane. Even though I love those characters, what Muhammad did, he made it dope. I don't know. Miles just has flavor under Muhammad's print. I don't know who's going to be writing the new series that's coming up soon, but they have some big shoes to fill. That's the same thing with Iron Man that dropped the final issue that dropped this week with Chris Cantwell now departing the series, and I don't know if the next writer is going to be able to fill those shoes as well as Cantwell, did with what he put down. You know what I mean? But it's big shoes to fill. These writers today are really not fucking around. They're making great art. It resonates with what the world is today. And they're creating timeless fucking stories. Like you really can't sleep. Like every week I'm waiting for like some new shit to drop, like anticipating it. This isn't like, when Dan Slott had his run and they did the Iron Man 2020 shit a couple years ago, you know what I'm saying, in 2019. And I didn't really care about like what they were doing with like machine rights and Machine Man and all this shit. Like I didn't care. But now I see Machine Man popping up in like the latest Namor Conquered Shores, which is also by Christopher Cantwell. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like this shit is ill. This is how you're supposed to use that toy box. You know what I mean? A lot of these new writers that they got out right now on Marvel and DC, like they're doing their fucking jobs correctly, and they deserve a raise. They going in. They're really going in. You know what I mean?
Like Zdarsky. Like the
Zdarsky.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right now with Failsafe, that's
he's killing it.
I say it every week, bro. That run is that's the hottest comic on the shelf right now. I don't care anybody.
Word, the Batman book, the Batman. Yeah, that shit is fucking insane.
That is the
I thought that I was gonna drop it. I thought I was gonna drop it because usually I just read Detective, and fucking Ram B on Detective, dude. Yo, how the fuck is this guy? How's he balancing Carnage with Detective? Both of these stories are so amazing, and like
they are good.
This is yellow. They going in.
And Batman at the same time. The Zdarsky's Daredevil was crazy as fuck. He's still doing that.
Yes.
And that Zdarsky Daredevil is funny because
with Aaron's Punisher. Aaron's Punisher right now is like the fucking tentpole of those stories of the current Hand series right now. And I see that this Hand series is very similar to the Fall storyline that went on in the 90s when Elektra came back from, what was it, Elektra Lives Again, when she was bald and she had the white bandana, and then Daredevil was in the black and red costume at the time. It's very similar to that storyline where Daredevil and Elektra are supposed to, take over the Hand and, have that rightful place in the prophecy. But this shit is like, it takes it to a whole nother level. What Aaron and Zdarsky, who I believe is the person who originated that whole plan for this storyline, are really creating over there at Marvel.
They took away his guns and now he's just like wields swords.
I love it. I love it personally.
Yeah.
I personally love it because of the fact that it's like, okay, like this is Aaron's Punisher, and he's paying like, okay, you see Ares has came back from Dark Reign, and of course the Incredible Hulk Hercules series and all that, and he's paying homage to that God of War. And then on top of that, when we're going into from that Greek mythos, going now over from that Middle Eastern mythos, now going over to that Eastern mythos, where you have the Hand, who of course are a group of ninjas. What, you expect Punisher to come in guns blazing? I mean, the sword, it has so much story behind that just as a weapon, especially when you look at the Punisher as a Ronin, or as a samurai for a cause. For years, he was just a Ronin roaming through, without any real purpose.
But don't you think he's sort of defined by the firepower?
I don't believe that. I think he's defined by his thirst for vengeance and the thirst to protect his family.
Good point. Yes, good point. I didn't really lean one way or the other for me, because I'm a katana dude. Like, swords are the shit to me, so it didn't really bother me either. But a lot of people felt like it was taken away from what he was all about. But he's not all about guns. It's like you said, he's about revenge. He's about taking out the bad guys that
It doesn't matter how it doesn't matter how he kills the people. It's just he gonna kill them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
he's just killing.
But it's
them,
just when you give Punisher a bunch of guns and a bunch of criminals, somebody's gonna die. Whether you get swords, a bunch of
and now
somebody's gonna die.
Not to get on too much Marvel shit. Back to DC. Joker, the man.
Where is it? The DC Power Hour.
Yeah. But yeah, the Joker, the man who stopped laughing, was dope.
It was dope.
Yeah. That's
really? Did Red Hood make an appearance?
Yes.
Was Red Hood in it? Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, let me see. Where they're up to right now.
The reason why I skipped those books was because they seemed very Jim Gordon heavy. And the last Jim Gordon heavy book that I read was Batman Year One when I was like a kid. So that was cool, but I feel like you can't really top what Frank Miller did on that. So I'm good on like right now I'm reading GCPD's Blue Wall, and I'm really enjoying that John Ridley book.
I keep hearing that's good. I haven't.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
It's good. Yeah, I keep hearing it's good, man.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Jim Gordon, I never got into that. So what's going on? I'm hearing what's up.
Well, like the way it came, it's after the events of DC's A Day at the End of the Joker War storyline, the Joker, leaves Gotham City for good, and James Tynion continued, some Joker shit, some set in a separate series that did bring Commissioner Gordon on a sort of collision course with Joker, and but now in this one it's a new creative team taking charge of the whole Joker story. It's Matthew Rosenberg writing it. And it sort of opens with the Joker ambushing mob bosses in Gotham City and kidnapping them over the course of a couple days. And he feels that in his absence, that the crime in the city is becoming uninspiring. And it's just not Joker creative. And the only way to resolve it is to its former glory is to kill the other criminals. You got the Black Mask, you got the Riddler, Two-Face. They all try to sort of dissuade him from doing this, but obviously he doesn't listen, and he goes to LA and announces that he's going to kill the mafia from the United States, the U.S. mafia, and yeah.
Does my city treat him well? Is my city treating the Joker well? What's going on? He out there in Skid Row?
Is he
blend in
LA well? Yeah. I mean, it's dope because it opens with Joker. He's sort of remarking on the similarity between horror and comedy, and I always love that about Joker. And it definitely starts off on a dark note, which is always cool. And it does begin with a flashback and sort of moves gradually through time, stopping at the present day, while trying his best to maintain a fast pace at the same time. And Joker shows off how cruel and unstable that he is in this one. But the execution of it never crosses a line or evokes, shock, which is inevitably where I think it fails, because you need that shit, shock and awe. And
so you wanted it to be a Black Label title?
I think, yeah, I do. Yeah, I think that would have served it much better. But that's I like dark stories, and I like it when they make it like true crime and real gritty and stuff like that. So yeah, it would have been cooler as a Black Label. That's just my opinion. But yeah, overall I thought it was cool as fuck because I love gangster shit, and I love that it's very mafia sort of esque, with the organized crime bosses and all of that shit, and Joker and Two-Face with the gangster trench coats and the fedoras and Black Mask and all that shit. So yeah, it's right up my alley as far as that goes. But I only read like the first 3 issues so far. So
is it still ongoing?
Yeah. Oh, is it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, it has to be. Yeah, it's only like, I think they're only on to like issue 5 or something like that. I got let me check. Let me see where they're at with it. Where are they at? Let's see. I know 2 came out last month. Yeah, I think it's up to issue 5 right now. No.
Okay.
4. I don't even think it is 5. I think it's only 3 or 4. Yeah, I think I'm pretty caught up.
While you guys are enjoying that book, I'm still personally not sold. The Silvestri book that just recently came out, Deadly Duel, which is on Black Label. I'd highly recommend that. You know what I'm saying? Because it has, the feel of like the darkness, which also has that gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which was a Silvestri book as well too, in the past for Top Cow, and it has that, and it's mixed with, of course, the Batman mythos. So I'd recommend that.
Yeah, I think we did review Deadly Duel earlier. Yeah, we did talk about Deadly Duel.
We talked about Deadly Duel.
Yeah, definitely a good one to check out. I didn't read it. It's fire. I know it's fire. I know it is.
Yeah, it's fucking Silvestri. Yo, and that dude was cool as fuck too when I met him. Chill dude.
Yeah. First announced at the San Diego Comic-Con in 2018, the Batman the Deadly Duo.
ASD.
Yeah.
Priel County.
It's like a buddy cop horror story. That's kind of.
Sometimes it feels like they've already done all they could with buddy cop shit between Batman and Joker. If you go all the way back to Alan Moore's Killing Joke, and then if you even go forward to Greg Capullo's what's it called? Last Night on Earth. But this right over here, this right over here, I could still be entertained. Yeah, I feel like as if the next issues I'm going to enjoy it. I think that everyone else will as well too, because the Joker is the Joker. He's always going to have room to make more jokes. Batman is Batman. He's always going to have his stance on crime. Like even reading The Knight, I can't tell you how many fucking times I've seen Batman, rise from the ashes and become who he is. But Chip Zdarsky somehow found a way to stretch out 10 issues and make Batman's origin interesting as fuck.
Yeah, seem new, right?
I would not say seem new, but I was, I was ready for another issue every single time another issue dropped. I was waiting for it, and it's kind of odd well, it's not odd, but that just shows how immortal these characters are. How you could tell these storylines and these histories to these mythos, and you could still be entertained as time progresses.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely.
That's what we love. And someone said earlier something about Lobo, and I was just reading Jason Momoa could be playing Lobo in DC's new
I would love that.
That would be fucking dope.
I think he fits that more than Aquaman, low key.
Aquaman. I do. I agree. I think Lobo was kind of made for this dude.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah, that would be super cool. And James Gunn, I guess, signed up for Mastodon earlier this month, and his first post on there was a comic cover of Lobo and an Aquaman character. Like right there. So while Momoa hasn't exactly been confirming the news, he's been sort of like playing coy on his press tour for Slumberland, and in a recent interview, he sort of dodged confirmation as to whether he was going to be playing Lobo, but like suggesting fans should get excited about the prospect. He said, well, I have to obviously blink, so there's no way I can get out of this without blinking. But that would be amazing if it happened, talking about him playing Lobo. And then he said, I'm just happy that James Gunn is at the helm and Peter Safran, who is just like my heart. So I'm in good hands, and I think comic book fans around the world are going to be very excited.
I'd personally be like more amazed if Momoa was able to slide me Lisa Bonet's number or something like that. To be blunt, I'm gonna keep it a beam. Like I'm a little bit tired of these actors double dipping within the comic book mythos. Like you got Michael B. Jordan playing Human Torch, and then he's gonna play Killmonger, and then you got he's gonna play Superman. Like what the fuck? And then what's this other dude? What is it? Chris Evans. He was Human Torch, and he's Cap. Yeah. Like, come on, stop double dipping when we need some more actors.
I agree. I do agree with that though. Because okay, Chris Evans, he was pretty. I felt like he was a good Human Torch. It was just the writing was garbage. He was a great Captain America. Michael B. Jordan. We don't talk about his Johnny Storm or whatever. We don't talk about that. Yeah. But
I enjoyed that film. Saw that LA Live.
He's the one. You're the one.
It was fire. It was fire, literally. He was with the muscle car, all types of shit. Yo, Human Torch. Human Torch. Yes, Human Torch.
But I agree. Like they're on this search for I'm assuming Wolverine right now for the MCU, and they really need to like seek out someone unknown and
who's 5 foot.
Unknown.
Like, please. Yes. Do it for all the X-Men.
Gotta make it short.
If you do it for all the X-Men, if you really want, I would say do it for all of them, because why not? Or just in general, because
we need everybody. We need new people to make something separate from the Fox X-Men stuff. Really make it something new. Yeah. And that's why like as much as I love Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, I don't want him to stay Wolverine, and I want to see a short, stocky, comic accurate Wolverine at least once on a film, live action. So yeah, like I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, like a name like Momoa kind of guarantees me that I'm gonna get my Lobo movie. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm happy about it because I know that means it'll happen, but it's like, yeah, I'd rather see, an unknown actor, somebody, new.
I think with Momoa, I think he should have dipped in the Lobo pool before the Aquaman pool. Actually, just don't even dip in the Aquaman pool.
Yeah,
should have just dipped in the Lobo pool because I don't know. He's like fit for Lobo. With his physique and everything, and I feel like even with how he acted,
his attitude and everything too.
Yeah, like I think he could really pull off Lobo. Aquaman, he could have left that alone.
Yeah, anyone
now, what if
I do agree with y'all. I gotta roll. I gotta go out. I gotta go find crimes.
Okay,
that's right. That's
time
right.
for me.
Salute,
Monday, Sever.
No, we do got to call it a night anyway because we.
Yeah, you already know. It's good to see you, man.
We ran over.
See you again,
man. I've been checking your joints out on Bandcamp too, man.
Do that. Make a purchase. You know what I'm saying? Again, shouts out to Mock Homie. You make a purchase, you're gonna be purchasing by the minute. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that but check it out. Check it out. CVRtheBard.bandcamp.com for all y'all looking for real. Good music out there.
Word up. Yeah, man. Thank you everybody, man, for coming and kicking it. We're gonna do a review on Wednesday. Oh, sorry, we got Monday show coming up. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, y'all already know, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, 6 Element of Hip Hop, same bat time, same bat channel. And but we'll see you guys Monday, 6:30. Have a great weekend. Thanks for coming. Please leave a comment in the comment section, even if you were in the chat. If you just came in, watch the replay and all that good stuff. Peace, everybody. Love. We'll see y'all Monday. Have a good weekend.
Peace.
We out.